So we are waiting for one more trainee to join.
And the recording is going on, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'll just come back and you can start in another 1 minute. I will back in 10 minutes.
Sure. Okay, before he joins, let's get the introduction. So, Abhishek, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, good morning. So I am Abhishek. Currently, I'm working in Bangalore as a support engineer. So it's been 3.5 years I'm working as a support engineer at a company called Autolab. So I'm planning to change my career uh, to a different domain. So that's why I joined this training today. That's it from my end.
That's great. Welcome. Aravi.
ப்ரோ கேக்குதா?
கேக்குது சொல்லுங்க.
ஓகே ப்ரோ, நான் வந்து அரவிந்த் எம்இ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் ஐடில. ஸோ 1 இயரா லெக்சரராக ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ இப்போ சேல்ஸ் ஃபோர்ஸ் நல்லா போயிட்டு இருக்கு அப்படின்ற மாதிரி நிறைய பேர் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதுக்காக தான் சரி எப்படி பார்க்கலாம் ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்.
That's great. Okay. Welcome, Vijit. We were waiting for you to get started this session. Okay, guys, we will get into individual introduction once we get some time. Let's get started this session. So first of all, I appreciate your decision for using this quarantine period to learn a very successful technology to transform your career. I'm very happy to be part of it. Let myself, I'm Subramani. I'm going to be your trainer for this entire course, Salesforce Admin and Salesforce Development. Once we completed with the demo, we will share the curriculum and what are the topics which we will cover, and all these things we will share with you. So I have more than 4 years of experience in Salesforce. I'm working for Tata Consultancy Service as a Salesforce consultant. I'm a certified Salesforce consultant, certified admin, and certified developer. I have performed various roles throughout my career as a admin, as a developer, as a consultant, as a Salesforce trainer, and I am also doing a corporate training. And I have conducted various Salesforce classroom trainings and various online trainings through also individual trainings also I am doing it. And you can find me in the LinkedIn, Subramani Kumarasamy. So this is a short introduction about me. Let's get started. What we are going to discuss in today's session. We are not going to take any specific topic, and I don't want to confuse you all, because without having the basics, if I take any specific topic, you don't understand in and out, you don't understand, and then I don't want to do that. That's why I just started with the first class. So this is not a demo, even though if you attend a first class, this is how it will be. So this class is more going to be an interactive session. So that's why I have all these questions. You are going to answer me and we are going to learn together. Sounds good? No response?
Okay, sir.
Yes. So this is going to be an interactive session. It's nothing wrong if you answer anything wrong. We are going to learn it together. So please make it as an interactive session. Okay. So we are going to discuss why do we need a software for any business. Before getting into Salesforce and CRM and all this, first of all, we need to think why do we need a software, and then how traditional software works, and the thoughts on cloud computing. types of cloud computing, what is CRM, and how CRM overcomes the shortcomings of traditional software, and why Salesforce. So I hope you already know what is Salesforce, and you have done some kind of analysis, and you have seen some statistics before you chosen your career in Salesforce, right? I think these questions will help us to understand the Salesforce and why Salesforce in better way. Okay, let's get jump into the first question. Why do we need software? Do everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, gentlemen. So what is, why do we need software? So I think this is not a complicated question. So everyone can answer. Why do we need software?
For reducing the workload.
Good.
Easy way of processing.
Good.
To do
Reduce
repetitive
the manpowers.
That's fantastic.
to do repetitive works without any defects.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Okay. Do you have any specific software in your mind, which we can take it as an example? Can you give me a software? Any example? Yes, Tamil.
Microsoft products.
Okay. A very small example you can give, the ATM machine, when you go and withdraw an amount using a machine. So that is also a software. When you go to any hotels, the bills are automated, right? So they will be having a small software or so kind of a device in their desk. It's automated, right? When they selected the items, it will be printed without any monitor, without anything, it will be printed. So that is also on software. So nowadays, in any private or government buses, if you see that tickets are automated, right? That is also a software, right? So everything is software. Okay. So as you mentioned, to reduce manual work, so to store right data, so that is very important for any business. So if you are going to store all the data which you are come across, then this data are not really going to help your business to grow. So to store the right data is very important. For example, if you are storing the contact, let's take an example. If you are storing a contact in your phone book, without a proper valid phone number, is going to help you? No, right? So the proper and valid data is very important for any business to grow. So if for any software, it's their responsibility to help us to store the right data, or else we can take a notepad and we can write our own data, right? What is the use of software? And to secure the data. So security is very important for any data. If you are going to store anything in your software, that software should be a very secure one. So that is one. Reduce time and cost. Yes, as you mentioned. And improve business. Yes. So example, I have taken voting machine. If you see, the earlier days they were using ballot paper, right? It was time consuming and it was taking so long to see the result and everything. So now introduction of voting machine, everything is very simple for everyone. So I have given so many examples of the software, but for example, I have taken voting machine. So you understand what is software, right? Before getting into Salesforce, if you know what is software, then only we will be understanding the shortcomings of this software, traditional software, and how Salesforce is working. So that's why I started with the software. Okay. So you know what is software, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So second question, how traditional software works? we talked about software. So we haven't differentiated the software as a traditional software or it's a CRM or something or Salesforce. So what is traditional software and how it works? Okay. Can you see the diagram? So this is how a traditional software, how it will be developed and how it will be deployed. So this is the lifespan of the traditional software development progress. So first you need to think about an idea and you need to buy and set up the hardware. So how many of you are having experience in C++ or C or Java or .NET? Anybody?
No.
No? Okay. So if you are working with any legacy platform, this is how it evolves. So you will get an idea how to, idea in the sense you are already doing your business without any software. So you are thought of introducing a software. So first of all, you need to find in which area you can implement a software. So that is idea. And once you have an idea, you need to convert that idea into a setup, and then only you can streamline all the process to get a better software for your business. So first you need to buy and set up hardware, obviously, right? You need a software, also the hardware based on if you are going to develop anything. Let's take an example. If you are writing Java code, you cannot write it in the cloud, right? You need Eclipse or you need a VS Code or you need some platform to develop your software, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. And also the hardware is also very important. Without computer or without any hardware device, you can't write anything.
Yes.
You can't launch anything.
Yes.
And also user access also you need to define, and you need to, if you have worked on the legacy platform, you get to understand the complication of giving access to the users to the right data. As we discussed, data security is very important, right? So we cannot give the company information to the administrative staff. The company information, the overall information, the profit information, all this has to be controlled by the CEO or the finance team. So this has, this shouldn't be go to the administrative staffs. So how you will define the access? So that is also a biggest problem in the legacy platform. And report and analytics, I think this is one of the biggest limitation of the legacy platform. So if you want to do reporting of your data which you have, you need to depend on the third-party tool like Tableau or some, we need a data scientist or data analyst to get all your data from the legacy platform, and you put it in the another third-party tool to get the report, and you can forecast your business. All this will happen only with the third-party platform. And the security, as I mentioned, and if you need mobile apps, again you need to develop another, you need to recruit another team, and you need to develop all the mobile apps separately. So this is how the legacy platform works, but we will learn about Salesforce, how it will work. Okay. So you understand, right, how legacy platform works, the traditional software, how it evolves, and what are the stages which needs to go through before making a complete software to the end user. You understood, right? Any questions on the legacy platform, how it evolves?
No question.
Okay. Okay. Now, what is cloud computing? What is cloud computing? Can someone tell me what is cloud computing?
Cloud computing is something like we can store the data, everything in the cloud. For example, AWS, Azure,
Fantastic.
those things. So we will be having the data centers. So data will be stored in the particular data centers where we set.
Yes, you see my job. Yes. Okay.
And then
So,
we design made in for data securities.
sorry, Tamil, could you repeat?
Yeah, we design made in for the data securities.
Yes, you are correct. Okay. So as Abhishek and Tamil said, we will be using the remote server to store or host our own website or our application or software. We won't be using the local server or we won't be using the personal computer. Okay. So it is not going to be an exe file or yes, APK file. So all these data will be stored in the cloud. We will be using the remote server. So we just need a login to access the server and we can use it anywhere when we have the internet. We don't need to install anything. So that is what cloud computing. So the best example, if you see Facebook, don't ask me a question that you are installing a Facebook app in your mobile. So without installing the app, you can also log in with your credential in the any browser. So that application is to easy your business. I mean, easy way of accessing the Facebook. That's why you are installing Facebook application. Okay. And Gmail, same like without mobile, you can also launch it using the web browser, isn't it? Okay. In the entertainment examples, we have Netflix, Amazon Prime, everything is streamed in the online. So Instagram, Google Docs, Dropbox, everything is an example of the cloud computing. So this will be launched in the cloud. You just need an access to access these websites or the functionalities in the, if you want to use the Dropbox, you just need to create your credentials and you need to log in with your credential to access the your space in the cloud. Okay, welcome Krishna. We have started with this session. We will share the recordings with you. You can also go through that. Okay, any questions on the cloud computing? Do you have any questions?
No.
I haven't taken any big theoretical things and I'm not going through that. So I just want to make you understand what is cloud computing. So our idea behind this course is not to understand and not to deep dive into cloud computing or traditional software thing. So our idea is to understand Salesforce. So before understanding the Salesforce, we need to understand the ideology behind the creation of Salesforce. That's why I'm taking all these things, right? Traditional software and the cloud computing, all these things. That's why I'm taking it. So that's why we have a simple examples and a simple slide to understand the each and everything. Okay, so we talked about cloud computing. So let's talk about types of cloud computing. So anybody knows types of cloud computing? I think when you search in the Salesforce, when you want to learn Salesforce, you will be coming across IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Have you anybody come across these words?
Uh, yeah, IaaS means infrastructure as a service, and second one PaaS means platform as a service, and SaaS is something software as a service.
That's great. Thanks, Abhishek, making us a very interactive session. I want everybody to participate and answer. It's nothing wrong if you're answering it as wrong. We are going to learn it together, so nothing wrong to answer it wrong, Okay, so there are three types of cloud computing: IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. We will go through one by one. So let's start it with IaaS. So that is nothing but infrastructure as a service. The name itself mentions infrastructure. What is infrastructure? So you would be coming across the word infrastructure in many times in the news, right? So India should improve the infrastructure facility, then only all the business, all the investment will come across. What is infrastructure?
It's kind of a development.
Yes. Partially correct. Okay. So let's take a simple example. Okay. If you want to start a internet cafe, so you want to start a browsing center. Okay. So what you need for that?
Computers.
Computers.
Internet connections.
Internet connection. Okay. Interesting. Okay. First of all, we need a place, right? Right place where we are going to set up our browsing center.
Exactly.
Yes. Welcome, Santosh. Santosh, we will share the recordings with you. We are mid of the session. So we will share a demo with you. Please go through that. Okay. So the place where we are going to set the internet center is very important, right? Before we purchase computer or before we purchase CCTV camera or any internet connection, we need a place. So that is nothing but an infrastructure. Okay. So if you are going to launch your software or a business in a cloud or internet, you need a space, right? So that space is nothing but infrastructure. So the vendor who provides this space in internet or cloud, we call it as infrastructure as a service vendor. So this vendor provides space in internet. It's up to us decide how we use this space. I can launch my website. I can, I can host my online courses there or anything. I can do it. But the vendor provides the space in the cloud. It's up to us how we use that space. So that is infrastructure as a service. So the best example is AWS, and exactly the Salesforce CRM is also a SAS. Any questions on infrastructure as service?
No.
Anybody? I will come back to this topic and I will ask one of you. Okay, so next, platform as a service. Can you tell me platform as a service? What is platform? So if I have given the space in the cloud, if I am not giving you how to launch and if I am not helping you to launch your website in the cloud, how you will do it? It's very difficult, right? For anybody. If I give you a land and if I am not giving access to the to build your own center, and if I'm not giving anything, internet connection or the electricity or anything to that specific land, how you will use that land? The person who is having access to all this, who knows everything, they can do it. But the person who doesn't know all these things, how they will do it? So we need a platform, right? Yes. So if I have given a space in the internet, and if I'm not giving access or if I'm not providing support to launch your website, then there is no point in giving infrastructure to any business. So Salesforce overcomes that. They provide a platform also to launch your business and also an infrastructure. We will see what is platform. So for any software creation, you need some tools to develop your softwares, right? The development tools, be it is Java or C++, you will be using Eclipse to launch, develop your software, and you will be using some data storages, database, right? I'm not sure about what are the database which you will use, but there are many things to maintain to develop your software, not just Eclipse alone. So you need access to the database, and everything you need should have an access to create a software. So this platform, what they will give building blocks for software creation, including development tools, the code libraries, and the programming environment, and the pre-configured app components. So this is very important. So if you take Salesforce, they not only give platform to develop, They will also give pre-configured app components, which means without involving any developer to your business, most of the cases you can achieve it with the pre-built apps within the Salesforce. With a Salesforce admin, you can develop a business model for your business without a single line of code. So that is what the platform. So and also the vendor takes care of backend concerns such as security, infrastructure, data integration, everything the vendor will take care. You don't need to worry about all this security or infrastructure thing, or if it is a data integration between external application, you don't need to worry about it. So they will take care of it. So what you can do, you focus on building, hosting, and testing your application faster and at the very lower cost. Right? So example, I have Salesforce CRM. Any questions on platform as a service?
No.
Okay. Next, software as a service. What is software as a service? The name itself mentions, right? Software as a service. So they will provide the software. That's what we call it as software as a service vendor. So what they will do, they will give the application, complete application over the internet. For example, they will give Gmail. You just create, log in your credentials and you can launch it in the browser. You don't need to install Gmail application or exe file, anything in your laptop. You can just go to any browser and you can log in the application. So this vendor delivers a complete user-ready application over the internet. You don't need to install anything in your individual computers. And also the maintenance and the troubleshooting, everything is handled by the vendor. So you don't need to worry about it. If the software is down, you don't need to worry about it. You take care of your business. The vendor will take care of the server downtime and everything. They will take care. You don't need to worry about it. You need to think about how you can grow your business and how you can get your customer. You need to focus on your business. So vendor will focus on the software improvements. So the best example, Salesforce, Microsoft Office 365, Dropbox. So if you have any questions on Microsoft 365, why I have mentioned in the software as a service, if you see the software, Microsoft has been launched in the online. You can also access everything, OneNotes or Teams, Word document, PowerPoint presentation, everything in the online. You don't need to install the Microsoft Office. If you have access, if you have the business premium or any kind of user access, you can just log in and you can use it in a internet. You don't need to install any software in your individual machines. So that is called software as a service. Any questions? No? Okay.
No.
So we have learned what is cloud computing and the different types of cloud computing and how Salesforce is helping us. So the Salesforce is there in all the three types of cloud computing, which means Salesforce is going to help us in 3 different ways, right? You understand all the difference, right? When I ask you what is Salesforce, you should know what, what the Salesforce is. Okay. Now let's talk about CRM. What is CRM? So the question is, what is Salesforce? Then you will be answering, it's a CRM tool. Now the question is twisted. What is CRM?
Customer relationship management.
Perfect. What does it mean? Anybody answer?
I think it's like a customer will raise issues and we will support the customer from this tool.
Exactly. Yes. You are giving me an use case. Yes. I think it's a simple question. Anybody can answer. It's nothing wrong if you answer it mistakenly or something. Okay. So CRM, it's a customer relationship management. So if you read these 3 words 2 or 3 times, you will understand what is customer relationship management. So the customer is nothing but if you are running any business, you need a customer. Without a customer, that is not a business, right? The customer is the primary center of any business. Customer management means it's a business, or how you are managing the customers, that is called management. So the relationship between your organization and to the business, I mean the customer, is defined in customer relationship management. Okay, how effectively you are using your customer data to improve your business. Okay, so it's a technology for managing all your company relationship and interactions with the customer. So what is the goal of any CRM? It's improve the business relationship with the customers, with the existing customer, also a future customer. It helps the companies to stay connected with the customer, streamline the process, and improve profitability. Okay, so I just read out the lines here. So let's take a simple example. Okay, let's consider a telecom industry, be it an Airtel or be it an Vodafone. So if you are purchasing any SIM, or if you are purchasing, let's take any mobile. Let's take an example. I have Batmastri iPhone. Okay, let's take an iPhone as an example. If you are buying an iPhone, so they will be giving warranty, right, to that to a customer. 6 months and the 1 year, they will be giving a warranty. So it's their responsibility to fix any issues within that specific time, not just within the time. It will be very helpful for the customer, even though if they are supporting after the given warranty time, after warranty time also. So for that, they cannot. So if you see, the iPhone have the branches all over the world. They don't know who bought the phone, and they don't know what issues they are facing. It's not just a one person who is handling all the issues, right? And they can't also recruit a single person for taking care of each and individual's iPhone issues, right? So there will be a team to take care of all the issues. So if A is attending a client, if I have an issue with my iPhone with the screen display issues, I will be calling the iPhone customer care. A person named A will be attending the case, and they will be understanding the issues, and they will be answering me like I will get back to you with after consulting with my technical team. So that is their answer. So when I called second time, so the person B attends. It's not sure that the person A is going to attend it, right? So another person is the possibility to attend that case. So the person B should understand what is my issue. So if the person B attends, they shouldn't ask me what is our problem. So then I will fed up with the company, and then I will reiterate all these things. They are not going to solve it. Then they will give me, I will get back to you after consulting with technical team. So that is not going to help a customer, right? It's not going to help the customer, or it's not going to help the business. So they need something to record all this conversation and all these things, right? So that is called customer relationship. So if we have a tool to store all these things, so that we call it as a CRM. So the Salesforce will help us to store all these data. I will show you in the Salesforce org how these data are stored. So you keep this example in your mind. We will explore it after this session. I will just go to the Salesforce and I will explore all these things. You got the idea, right? CRM. What is CRM? Salesforce. Please stop me if I am going too fast or if I am confusing you. Please stop me and raise questions. Okay. Okay. Now, how CRM overcomes the shortcomings of traditional software? So we talked about traditional software, how the traditional software works and how it will be building, how long it will take. If you see this, it will take 6 to 12 months to build an application to all this with all this streamlining process. But how CRM is going to overcome the shortcomings of traditional software? So for example, if you see, before introduction of CRM or any Salesforce, if you are seeing any business, they will be managing with contacts in your mobile. So if you want to contact anybody, you will be storing all these contacts in your mobile, and you will be having some mail communication between your organization and to the external vendors and the task for the day. So you just call them and you do this task today. So in the next Tuesday, I have meeting with this client. So I need to send this mail. So everything you will be having a notice board here, task board or something. You will be having sticking notes there. So this is how it will be. And also you will be sending messages to them, and you will be setting reminder in your mobile. So that is how the traditional software or the business without software works. Agree with me? So to understand this, you put yourself in some point, like you are an entrepreneur, you are going to start any business. So at that time, how you will be thinking about introducing a software. So, okay, so then only you will understand all these things. So put yourself in that place. So without Salesforce or the CRM, this is how it looks like. And if you see a Salesforce CRM, so everything you will be storing here in the Salesforce. The contacts you are storing it on mobile, you will be storing it in the Salesforce, a contact table. You have a contact table, there you can store it. And the business which you are maintaining in the Gmail or anything, you can store it in a specific table in Salesforce. And the task and everything you can create under any client. Let's take an example. If I have a meeting with Apple, what I can do, I will be storing the Apple information in one table. Under that Apple information, I can create a task that today I have a meeting with Apple CEO or Apple executive agent or somebody. I can create a task. So in the same way, iPhone also do the same thing. If I go and purchase any mobile, what they will do, they will create an account, user account for me in their Salesforce CRM. So this is my first name, last name, this is my email ID, this is my contact number, so this is IME number, and this is address. There is so all these details they will be storing it an account in a specific table. So when I raise any issues, any fix any, if I have any problem, I will be calling their toll-free number. What they will do, they will go and search with the email ID or the Apple ID. So for if you are purchasing any Apple, you need to create your own ID, right? So like that, you can go and search with their Apple iPhone ID. They will be getting your account. Under this, they will raise a case. So there is a display issue. They will create a case. And if they want to follow up with anybody, they can create a follow-up task, and they will be assigned to a technical team. And when you call the second time, when you just mention your Apple ID or any your specific unique identity, they will go and see the record, and that is how they will handle you. Any questions? Seeing the silence, I put you all in confused state. Is that so? Do you understand? Do you have any questions, or did I confuse you? If you want to reiterate anything.
No, you can carry on.
Okay. Now, we discussed all about the shortcomings, and we discussed about the cloud computing and how Salesforce works and everything we discussed, right? Now you answer me, why Salesforce? You can answer me as a developer perspective, and you can also answer me as an entrepreneur who are going to start your business in the Salesforce CRM, not just in the Notepad or not just in the Excel sheet. So put yourself in in a place that you are a developer and you are also a entrepreneur? Answer me now.
Yeah, as a developer, I think the development time is reduced and it takes up the security and
Exactly.
other roles configuration, all those things.
Exactly. So if you see, if you want to build a traditional software, it's not going to happen in 1 week. It's not possible, right? Definitely it is not possible. It will take 6 to 12 months. So in the Salesforce, if you take, I'm not going to give, expose the Salesforce as the biggest tool. I don't know to do that. So I can tell you that within a 1 day, you can configure everything and you can see your business in Salesforce. I can say that, but I'm not going to do that. Maximum or minimum, it will take just in a week, you can configure a basic things in your, as your company needs in a Salesforce software, and you can see your business in Salesforce. Okay, what else?
I can access the data at anywhere now, any devices, with the help
Exactly.
of credentials. There is no need of installing the software or
Yes.
hardware.
Yes. Exactly. So, for example, if you are calling online service, Urban Pro or someone, I don't remember, who do all the services, like they will be having plumber, they will be having electrician and everything, they will be having it, right? So once you call them and they will note down all your address and all these details and the what is the requirement, if it is an electrical things or if it is a plumber need, they will note it down and they will assign the right technicians to your home. So for your specific task. So what they will do, they will come to your house and they will do all the things and they will close the ticket, right? So they cannot write all the things in the notepad and they will reach office and they close the task, and it's not going to help us, right? So, and also if they are going to launch something in the internet in their mobile and they cannot carry their personal computer to the workplace and they cannot launch the org in the internet, so that is going to confuse them and that is not the efficiency way of running the business. So what they can do, they can install a mobile app like the Facebook. You can also launch it in the browser and also you can download the mobile app for the convenient use and you can see all this notification and you can chat with anyone, you can add friends and you can see the post. So like that, in the Salesforce also you can install a mobile and you can manage your business in the mobile also. Yes. Okay. So it's easy to use, easy to customize based on the business needs. So without any single piece of line of code, you can see at least just a part of your business in this Salesforce CRM. You don't need to recruit any developer to codings and don't need to wait for a month to see your software in the Salesforce. It's very easy to customize and you can see your business in the Salesforce CRM within a short span and more pre-built features. So this is going to help us to build your software easily. So there are many pre-built features in Salesforce. You can use it without writing a single line of code. And another, software upgrade. So when you see, if you installed any software, let's take Facebook as an example. If you see, you will be getting a notification, right? A new version of the software is available. You need to install it. So did you get any message in your mobile? For any software, if you install in your mobile, you will be having an option to upgrade it, and also you will be notified when the upgraded version is available. So you need to install you need to upgrade your software. You will be getting that in notification, right?
Yes.
So when you install that, it is not going to erase your information. So for example, if you are installing an Amazon in your mobile, so when it is upgraded, If you get the recent version, if you install that, it is not going to erase your account details, isn't it? If you go to your order, you will still see your orders which you have raised with them. And you will also see all the tickets which you raised and what are the products which you have added in your cart. Everything will be there, but the product will be, that software is upgraded, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Same like Salesforce upgrades their software without disturbing your business. So that is thrice a year, not just one time. They will upgrade your software thrice a year, such as spring, summer, winter, with the couple of new features. And open to public. What is open to public?
So anyone can install the Salesforce and create an account, and they can use.
Yes. So when I say open to public, it doesn't mean that if I run my business in Salesforce CRM, you cannot directly go and access my business and see all the data. It doesn't mean that. So open to public in the sense, anybody can learn Salesforce, anybody can create their own developer org. So as if you see, take an example, same example for the app creation. If you see the Google Play Store, there are n number of apps, right? So, and also you have an option to create your apps and you can publish in the Google Play Store, whether be a game app. So the PUBG is an best example. So somebody have developed the PUBG. So it's not the Google Play Store or Google developed the PUBG, right? So somebody has created the PUBG and give it to the Google Play Store, and they are getting generating revenue from the app. So like that, in the Salesforce, you can create your own features and you can sell it to the Salesforce in the name of App Exchange. So if somebody wants to, for example, if you want to print anything, so you are having the account details, you have the cases which is raised for that account in the Salesforce. So if you want to print the details in specific way, what you can do, you don't need to write your own functionality. What you can do, you can go and buy the App Exchange product. So where it meets your needs. So there are many App Exchange products, they give the capability of printing your records. So Salesforce also provides the functionality, but for an example, I'm saying for any business, if you want to use with, you don't want to give it to the developer and you don't want to develop and you don't want to wait for some specific span of time, what you can do, you can install an app from the App Exchange which meets your need. So that is what open to public. You can also create your own product with the different ideas and you can publish it to the App Exchange. And they, if somebody installed or somebody likes to, buy your app, they will be, you can charge them. So that is what open to public. So interactive platform to learn. So for any software or anything, you need a platform to learn it. So that's more important to understand the software, and that is how there are more number of developers and more number of admins who learns the software. That is how they grow their business. So if nobody knows to use the software or nobody knows to build the Salesforce software, then how it is going to satisfy the business, right? So it helps us, the learner, to understand each and everything. So for that, they are having the interactive platform to learn. So that is called Trailhead. And lifetime free access to your developer org for learning. So if you take some other softwares or something, if you log in, you will be seeing 30 days trial, right? I take Netflix or Amazon. If you first time log in, they will be saying 30 days free. After that, you need to pay and use, right? So that is not going to happen in Salesforce. So they will give lifetime free access to your developer org for learning. You can use the developer org, you can customize everything in and out, you can customize and you can learn each and every concept in your developer org. You don't need to pay a single paisa to Salesforce or anybody else. So this is very important, user-friendly application. So if somebody is developing a software, it should be user-friendly to the end user who are using it. So it shouldn't be very complicated for them to understand. So the Salesforce is very user-friendly application. Anybody can understand it. And easy and a secure way to integrate with external application. So though you are launching your business in Salesforce, it doesn't mean that you need to convert all the existing applications into your Salesforce, right? You might be having a number of applications to maintain your business, for the sales agent, for the service agent, for the marketing people, for the finance team. You are having different applications. So at one time you can't do, you cannot change everything into a Salesforce. So you will be focusing on sales area first time and then go to the service. So till that time, how the service will be managed in the Salesforce CRM. So what you can do, you can integrate with the external application. So that's very easy and a secure way. So that's why we have chosen Salesforce. So if you are attending any interview, they will be asking why Salesforce. You can answer them. What is cloud computing? You can answer them. What are the different types of cloud computing? Yes, you can answer, and you can also explain in a very simple term. Any questions?
No.
Okay, let's create our first developer org. So do you see my screen? I'm launching the Salesforce developer org. Do you see my screen in the Google Chrome, or still you are seeing my slide?
No, I'm seeing your slide.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute. I stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone can see my screen now, the Google Chrome.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just go to developer.salesforce.com, and this is the page which I got. You need to give your first name, last name. Training. So I'm just giving my mail ID.
I'm not able to see Chrome. I'm having network issues.
Okay.
விக்னேஷ் உங்களுக்கு தெரியுதா?
தெரியுது.
ஓ எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் நெட்வொர்க் இஷ்யூ நினைக்கிறேன் கொஞ்சம் வெளியே. சரி சரி நீங்க அப்ப கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க. I can understand. Okay.
Okay.
See guys, no issues. Anyway, at the end of this session, we'll share the recordings to you all. Maybe you can once again, if you wish, you can go through the video.
Exactly. Okay. So you will be giving name, first name, last name, mail ID, role. So company, TCS I'm giving, country, India. Postal code. Okay, so this is very important. It should be unique. Subramani. Training. .com. So I'm giving my username in the way subramani.training@sfdc.com. You can also give any username, but if it is not available, it will throw you an error here. So sign me up. So please check my mail. So if I see my mail, I will be getting a verification link. So click on verify account. So set your password. So security answer you can give. If you forgot your password, it will be asking you a security question. So make sure you are giving the right answer, which you can remember anytime. So first job. Now that's it. So now you launched your Salesforce org. So this is how the Salesforce looks like. So I will go to the applications sales. So I will, in the upcoming class, I will explain you what is application and what are the things you are seeing and how to navigate. For example, we have taken an example, right? The iPhone store. So now what I can do, so this is a Salesforce instance for the Apple. So what they will do once they sell, sell their mobiles to the consumer, they will go to the account, they will create a record for them. So you haven't done anything, right? You haven't customized anything. You are just launched your Salesforce and you are going to use it for your business. So this is how it looks like. There are so many pre-built features. If you want to use with the existing feature, you can do it, or else if you want to customize, you are also customize that. So I'm using the existing one, the account name. So Subramani. So rating, these are the fields which will be asking. So if it is relevant to your business, you can give it. So the billing address, you can give anything. So it is, so what is relevant to you, you can SLA expiration date. So when after 1 year, right? After 1 year, same day. So I just created an account for me, and the details will be stored here. Maybe the iPhone I can store. I don't have the specific field. So as a system admin, what you can do, you can create the field here. So what is your business type? So this is prospect. If you need a field to store the iPhone, what you can do, you can create a folder. Well, now I can use the description, iPhone 11 Pro. So in this way, if somebody open this record, they will be understanding, okay, Subramani has bought iPhone from us. So this is the record for them. So this is the address, everything, they will be seeing it. So now I called them after 3 months and I have mentioned I have an issue with my battery. So what they will do, they will ask my name. So they will ask my name, and they, in the search box, they will be typing, okay, Subramani. So what they will be seeing, account, right? Account. Okay, so there is an account for Subramani. Yes. So he is a valid user and he has bought what he has bought. Let me see. Okay. I bought iPhone 11 Pro. So what is the SLA? So it is going to expire at 2021. So till that time, I am supposed to give them service. Okay. Now what is your issue? I have a battery problem. So this agent will create a case. So the type as, what is the issue here? If you want to customize it for your business needs, you can do it. So for example, I'm giving as case origin, mobile. I called them through the toll-free number. So what is the subject? Battery issue. What is the description? What they are saying, I will be giving the description. So for any internal commands, if I want to pass it to the technician, I can give it in the internal command. So I can save this. Now there is a case being created. So I have mentioned the customer that get back to me after 1 or 2 days. I will be connecting with my technician and I will let you know the issue. So that is what they mentioned. So second time I called them and I have asked the status of that. So what they will do, they will ask my name, same. They went to the right account and they are seeing the case. Okay, so this is a case. So what is the issue? I have mentioned battery issue. Okay, so this is the issue. what is the call logs you can see, and what is the activity you can see everything here. If I have see activity history, everything you can see. Any updates on this, if you have connected with them, all the details you can see. For now, I think I don't have okay activity history. So what I can do, I can create a new task. So this is a battery issue. I need to assign this to some user. For example, this is a technician. Subramani Training is a technician who is attending this. The status is not started. Subject. So it is come through a call, and due date within the specific. Since I have asked the customer to call back me after 2 days, I will set the SLA as due date as 13. So within a day, this technician should complete this task. The priority is very high. So description, please fix this issue. So I click on save. Now if you see, for the battery issue, the first executive created a case and he has assigned a task to the technician. When second time a second executive attended the same customer, they will be seeing, okay, so this is the status. If the technician has attended this activity and if they has closed this and if you have provided the command, then you will be giving the status to the consumer. So this is how you easy your business using the Salesforce CRM. So consider if you are not having the Salesforce CRM and if you are maintaining all this in your traditional software, how difficult it would be, right? Okay. So any questions? Anybody has any questions?
No.
So being a Salesforce administrator, we will not be doing these kind of things. Right? So just you are giving the overview like how it works, but as a Salesforce administrator, we will be configuring the
exactly.
I mean the dashboards, or we will be defining the roles to the users, or
yes,
it will be like that only, right?
Yes, Abhishek. So to answer your question, that's why I have stopped. So I have taken an example of an iPhone company who is using this software. So this software has been built for all the business. So if I have created my account, I'm not seeing the field for storing the iPhone. So the data which I have sold, that is not here, right? So what admin can do, admin can customize this layout. They can remove all the fields which is not needed for the business, and they can add the fields which is needed for the business, right? So this is our all admin work.
Okay.
So we will see how to add, how to remove, and what is the layout and how the form is getting. Everything we will come in the upcoming class, but this is an overview all about the Salesforce. So any questions anybody have? Be it a small question or anything. Any questions? Okay, thanks for joining. If you have any feedback, if you want to improve anything, please feel free to reach us and please text us.
All
Ashok,
right.
do you want to take over? Yeah.
Thank you, Subramani. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. I hope people, you are pretty much clear about what is cloud, what is Salesforce, and why Salesforce, and all. And let me, in another 5 minutes, just let me walk you through how we are taking training here, and I will explain you our training methodology. If you have any questions regarding to our training, you may ask. So let me share my screen. Okay, do you guys see my screen? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So see, if you want to know more about our training and methodology, all that you have to go to is ajskilldevelopment.com. In this, You just scroll down. There is a button called click here for more details. So this link will give you a good insight about our training and our methodology. Also, in this link, you can find the details of our curriculum. So what is, if you take Salesforce, there are many roles available, many topics available, and our mode of training, our methodology of training, and you can find our curriculum here. The highlights of our training is the projects, real-time projects. What is real-time project? For example, you may be a college passed out student, or you might be a IT professional already working in IT in different technology, and you're looking to switch to Salesforce. Okay, I tell you how it works, the real-time projects. These real-time projects are being framed with, if you take Subrabani and myself, we are all already having a experience in Salesforce. We worked for nearly 50 plus major and minor projects in different organizations at different times. Okay, so from our experience, we worked on different projects. We worked on different implementation. We brought all those real-time project use cases and framed that as a project, so that we will be giving you that for practices, so that you will be actually working on or getting training in the real-time use cases, and you will also get to know about what are the complications you will face whenever you are going to implement the real-time project, so that while getting a training itself, you will be actually working on the real-time use cases. Okay, and we are providing training in different kinds, like this one which you are watched today is a live training. We will be doing this training and covering a few most of the topics in Salesforce. The topics will be shared you in private, and for the topic it will take 35 hours of time to complete all the necessary topics to begin your career in Salesforce, like admin, development, integrations, lightning, Aura components, and web component. Will take 30 hours of training. It's like today the session will goes on. For example, today it is Saturday. We have taken a 1 hour of session, and we'll give you an introduction about Salesforce and how to create a developer edition and all. Similarly, in the next day, we'll start with how to create an application, objects, fields, and so on. So likewise, we will take forward this curriculum every day. There are some times, actually, if you look at this security settings sharing, it's quite a big topic. You might need a little bit time to get understand, and also to try your practice questions. Okay, so for that, what we'll do, after taking the training, we'll give 1 day time for you to work on the real-time use cases which we are going to give it to you. And after 1 day of time, the next classes will be taken. In the next class, if you have any doubts, or if you want to clarify anything from the previous class, you can check with the trainer. What I'm talking about, it is all about the live training. Okay, that's how the live training is go. Apart from this, as part of this live training, suppose you will be attending the live training in a batch. For example, 3 members in a batch or 4 members in a batch. At any point of time, if you are not able to attend any one particular session, don't worry, you will be provided with the recordings of the live session for all the topics. So anytime, any day, you can come back and you can play the recordings and you can watch that if you missed any classes. Suppose if you want to attend a live session for your missed class, still you have a chance. Like this, every once in 2 months, a new batch will comes up and we'll take the live session. By the time, we will notify you so that you can also watch or attend the session which you have missed out. Okay. And apart from that, as part of this live training, we are helping the people to complete their Salesforce administration certification and Salesforce Platform 1 certification. We are providing certification support for this too. And along with this live training, we will be giving you the real-time use cases for each and every topic. For example, if it is creating applications or creating validation tools or page layout, for each and every topic, apart from the live training, you will be provided with the use cases to work on. Okay, so these are the things I'm highlighting about the live training. And if you want to know more about our AJ skill development, you have this link. I will be sharing you this link in the chat. Maybe you can go through that. And one more thing, if you want to get an inquiry regarding fees and structure, you have this number in our website, 7200656424. You can ping me in WhatsApp. And a very important thing is, in that link, you can see the list of certified professionals from our center. There are many, and still people are coming on. And our super batch champions, our recent placed candidates and their testimonials, and of course, our social media review. All that you have to just click this image, you can find our social media review. And if you come down, that is a one quick link we have provided. Free initial guidance to kickstart your Salesforce journey. And I tell you how it works. Actually, we are providing one more kind of training, which is called a lifetime access training. To know about that, what is that lifetime access training? All that you have to do is click here and you can get the details here. That is a video called lifetime access to our Salesforce sessions. You watch that video, you will get a full understanding. Suppose if you are very new to Salesforce and this is the very first time you have come to know about Salesforce and all things, go to this particular link. It has a step-by-step procedure, what and all you have to do to onboard into Salesforce learning, like how to create a developer edition, trial heads, and what are all that what you have to do is just follow the instructions given in this link. I will be sharing you this link as well in the chat. Okay, so in this link, all that what you have to do is follow the steps mentioned. That will give you the good insight about Salesforce, and you will also have some practice questions and practice use cases to start your Salesforce journey. And if you want to know more about this lifetime access Salesforce training, just go to this link and watch this video. And apart from that, we have our YouTube channel, AJ Skill Development. We have plenty of our videos available here. All videos, both in Tamil and English. You can go and watch the video. That will give you the good understanding of Salesforce concepts and everything. And we have given the Telegram group link here. If you want to be in touch with us and if you want to part of our learners group, you can join this Telegram group. And similarly, if you want to get a job updates, you can join our Telegram group. Okay. Regarding fees and structure, the fees and structure will vary, depends upon the individual requirement. Maybe some of you might be a college passed out. So college passed out guys, you don't need to be a big big curriculum. All that you need to kickstart your Salesforce journey with a small curriculum. So based on the people, somebody already working in IT professional, you might want to switch your career into Salesforce, and you want to get the exposure of 3 years or 4 years. Okay, so depends upon you. We'll be sharing the content. The content will vary, and the practices will vary, and the methodology training will vary. Okay, so if you want to know more about the fee structure for the Salesforce training and the live training or the lifetime access training, you can touch base with us. You have our number. You can note it down, 7200-656-424. I will be sharing you that number as well. And this video, today live session video, will be uploaded in our YouTube channel before noon. So all that what you have to do is just go to AJ Skill Development, subscribe for our channel, and you will get a notification about all our upcoming video releases and this particular live session. All right. Okay, do anybody have any questions regarding the training? Anyone? You want to clarify anything regarding the training?
Yeah.
Okay, if nobody have any queries, we can wind up this session and you can touch base with me in WhatsApp, the number given in our website. And thank you all for joining today's session. And thank you so much, Subramani, for this wonderful session. Meet you all soon. Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.